Have you ever wondered how authentic your food really is? This question might seem peculiar, but in today's global food market, it's more relevant than ever. Welcome to the world of food fraud, a murky realm where beloved culinary delights are not always what they seem. From the rich sweetness of maple syrup to the elusive aroma of truffles, a startling array of our favorite foods are subject to adulteration and imitation. This isn't just a matter of taste, but also of health, ethics, and economics. Understanding the common practices of food fraud can empower us all, arming us with the knowledge to make informed choices about what we consume. So if you're a food enthusiast, a conscious consumer, or just curious, join us as we lift the lid on this intriguing, often overlooked aspect of our food culture. Today we will delve into the world of food fraud, counting down 11 of the most commonly faked foods. Starting our countdown at number 11, we have maple syrup. This beloved breakfast staple is often faked, with up to half of maple-style syrups being counterfeit. They're usually labeled as table syrup or pancake syrup, and are made up of corn syrup, caramel coloring, and flavoring. The real deal, authentic maple syrup, predominantly comes from Canada, accounting for about 85% of the world's supply each year. The process of making genuine maple syrup is laborious, needing 44 gallons of maple sap to make just 1 gallon of syrup. But how to spot the real from the fake? The devil is in the details. Authentic maple syrup has a thinner consistency and a cloudier appearance compared to the artificial blends. So next time, when you reach for that bottle of syrup, remember to check for its authenticity. At number 10, we have the elusive truffles. Truffles, those fragrant fungi that gourmet chefs and food connoisseurs can't seem to get enough of, are among the most counterfeited foods in the world. The allure of truffles lies in their peculiar aroma, a scent that has been likened to the muskiness of old socks, yet somehow remains incredibly enticing. However, it's not just the aroma that makes truffles so coveted, it's also their rarity. Real truffles are not easy to come by. They grow underground, in symbiosis with the roots of specific types of trees, and can only be found in certain parts of the world. The most prized varieties are the white truffles of Alba, Italy, and the black truffles of Périgord, France. These are the real deal, the diamonds of the culinary world. But because they are so scarce and difficult to cultivate, the market is awash with synthetic alternatives. Unlike black truffles, which can be cultivated under the right conditions, white truffles must be foraged in the wild. This makes them even more rare, and therefore more expensive. A single white truffle, weighing in at 70, 80 grams, can fetch a whopping $102. But don't be fooled by the prevalence of truffle-flavored products in your local supermarket. Most truffle oils, for instance, contain no real truffles at all. Instead, they're often made with olive or sunflower oil, flavored with a synthetic compound called 2,4-dithiapentane, which mimics the aroma of truffles. So how can you tell if the truffle you're about to splurge on is authentic? It's not easy, but there are a few telltale signs. Real truffles have a strong, pungent aroma that is difficult to replicate. They also have a distinct appearance. They're irregular in shape, with a rough, warty surface. But perhaps the best way to ensure you're getting a real truffle is to see it being shaved right in front of you. That way you can be sure that what you're getting is a fresh, authentic truffle and not a cleverly disguised imposter. Next time you order a truffle-infused dish, remember, real truffles are a rare delicacy. Number 9 on our countdown is Parmesan cheese. A gastronomic superstar in its own right, Parmesan cheese's authenticity is deeply rooted in its origin from Parma, Italy, or more broadly, the Emilia-Romagna region. It's here that specific bacteria work their magic, imparting that distinctive umami flavor that we've all come to love. The production process of genuine Parmesan, or Parmigiano Reggiano as it's officially called, is a meticulous affair. Only about 300 dairies in this region are certified to produce this culinary gold, and each wheel of cheese is aged for a minimum of 1 year. This aging process allows for the development of those characteristic umami-flavored crystals that give Parmesan its unique texture. Now here's a tip to know if you're getting the real deal. Wheels of genuine Parmesan bear stenciled markings and the stamp DOP for Denominazione di Origine Protetta. This stamp signifies its origin from the designated region, serving as a seal of authenticity. While authentic Italian Parmesan is widely available, it's good to be wary of alternatives. Some may contain fillers like rice flour or cellulose, which dilute the authenticity and compromise the flavor profile of this beloved cheese. So the next time you sprinkle Parmesan on your pasta, remember to check its origin. After all, a dish is only as good as the ingredients that go into it. Next on our list at number 8 is wasabi. A staple in Japanese cuisine, wasabi is more likely to be a fake when served outside of Japan. This spicy green paste is often replaced with a concoction of horseradish, sweeteners, and cornstarch, masquerading as the real thing. The reason for this widespread deception? Genuine wasabi is both expensive and notoriously difficult to grow commercially. Thriving in the mountain springs of Japan, a single stem of wasabi can fetch a price as high as $319 per kilogram. So, how can you tell the difference between the real and the fake? Well, one way is to watch it being prepared. Genuine wasabi is typically grated with a specialized metal tool, transforming the stem into a fine paste right before your eyes. And then there's the taste. Authentic wasabi has a flavor that's less spicy and more nuanced than its horseradish substitute. It offers a heat that quickly dissipates, leaving behind a sweet, almost plant-like taste. In contrast, the counterfeit version may leave your mouth feeling fiery hot for a longer duration. So the next time you're enjoying sushi, remember that real wasabi is a rare treat. It's a delicacy that's worth seeking out for its unique flavor and the craftsmanship involved in its preparation. Our countdown takes us to vanilla at number 7. This fragrant flavor is derived from the humble orchid flower, but there's nothing simple about its cultivation. The labor-intensive process involves hand pollination, a delicate operation that requires skill and patience. The result is a complex, rich flavor that's full of depth and nuance. It's this very complexity that makes real vanilla such a coveted ingredient. But in a world that demands quick, cheap, and easy, authentic vanilla often takes a back seat to its synthetic counterpart, vanillin. Vanillin is a compound that mimics the flavor of vanilla. It's far easier and cheaper to produce, often derived from petroleum or wood pulp. While it may carry a hint of vanilla's sweetness, it lacks the full-bodied flavor profile of the real deal. In many cases, the use of synthetic vanillin is harmless, if a little disappointing for the discerning palate. But there have been instances where counterfeit vanilla extract has proven to be more than just a culinary letdown. One notable case emerged in Mexico, where a producer was found to be distributing vanilla extract derived from the tonka plant. This plant harbors a toxic compound called coumarin, which can cause liver damage and hemorrhaging if consumed in large amounts. This case serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers of food fraud. While it's not always easy to distinguish between genuine and counterfeit vanilla, there are a few telltale signs. Authentic vanilla extract often has a darker color and a more complex aroma than its synthetic counterparts. It's also likely to be more expensive, reflecting the labor-intensive process involved in its production. So when you next bake a cake, remember, real vanilla is more than just a flavor. It's a testament to the skill and dedication of the farmers who cultivate it, and a celebration of the rich, complex tastes that nature has to offer. Continuing our countdown, we are at number 6 with red snapper. This popular seafood is often victim to species substitution, being replaced with cheaper, less desirable fish due to its wide recognition and the ease of passing off other fish as this coveted catch. To avoid being deceived, become familiar with snapper's unique features and only purchase from reputable sources. Coming in at the 5th spot, we find honey. Frequently with less expensive sweeteners such as high fructose corn syrup, molasses, or even sugar beet syrup, additives diminish the honey's nutritional worth. The best way to ensure the authenticity of your honey is to purchase from local beekeepers or farm shops. In the 4th place, we discuss extra virgin olive oil. Famed for its health advantages and rich, layered flavor, it is sadly one of the most often falsified foods worldwide. It's commonly diluted with low-priced oils like soybean or canola, or even mixed with stale olive oil. To secure the authenticity of your extra virgin olive oil, check for a harvest date on the bottle. Look for a quality seal from a recognized olive oil association, and be mindful of prices that appear suspiciously low. Next, we have Wagyu beef in the 3rd spot. Wagyu, originating from Japan, denotes Japanese cattle, and encompasses 4 breeds: Kuroge, Akage, Mukaku, and Nihon Tankaku. In Japan, stringent regulations oversee the rearing and processing of these cattle, which are fed a diet rich in rice and corn, imparting a unique tenderness and marbling to the meat. Exceptionally, a single pound can command $200, while an entire cow may fetch $30,000, a staggering tenfold more than American Black Angus. Given Japan's limited Wagyu beef exports, much of the Wagyu consumed globally falls short of Japanese standards. In the US, breeders crossbreed Wagyu with more resilient strains, with governmental rules mandating only one parent to be Wagyu, with a 93.7% genetic match, to label the meat as Wagyu beef, resulting in just a 46.9% genetic similarity. An example is the fast food chain Arby's promotion of a Wagyu burger made predominantly from 51% American Wagyu and 49% standard ground beef, with true Wagyu deemed too tender for hamburger use. At number 2, coffee. The coffee industry is vast, and historically, it has been susceptible to adulteration with various substances such as burnt paper, burnt corn, and even sawdust, all of which share a brown color. Ground coffee has also been mixed with ground acorns, barley, and wheat. While whole bean coffee typically contains fewer additives, the challenges associated with cultivating large quantities can result in notable differences in quality. It takes approximately 1,500 coffee cherries to produce 1 pound of beans, and top quality producers meticulously hand-pick ripe cherries, remove their skins, and then dry and roast the seeds. In contrast, harvesting machines often fail to distinguish between ripe and unripe cherries, gathering both for processing. The complexity of the coffee supply chain makes tracing the origin of beans difficult, but reputable roasters and organizations like the Specialty Coffee Association can assist in identifying high-quality products. Finally, at number 1, we have saffron. Saffron. Renowned as the world's most expensive spice, saffron is derived from the delicate strands, known as stigmas, of the Crocus sativus flower. The cultivation of these flowers spans 2 years, requiring the harvesting of 150,000 blooms to produce a mere kilogram of saffron, valued at approximately $3,000. This process demands meticulous labor, as the stigmas must be painstakingly extracted by hand, meticulously snipped, and meticulously sorted. A simple water examination can distinguish genuine saffron from its counterfeit counterparts. Authentic saffron slowly imparts a yellow hue into the water, while artificial varieties exhibit instant yellowing. Furthermore, genuine saffron readily disintegrates upon contact with water, whereas counterfeit saffron remains intact. That concludes our countdown of the most commonly faked foods. We've discussed the prevalence of food fraud in the culinary world, including maple syrup, truffles, Parmesan cheese, and wasabi. Honestly, authenticity seems to be a luxury in an industry focused more on making money than maintaining integrity. But the reality doesn't have to bitter. Instead, let's use it as a call to action. Being aware of these common is the first step towards making more informed and conscious food choices. Pay attention to labels, question the origin, and when in doubt, do your own research. Remember, the power to combat food fraud lies in your hands. Every time you choose authenticity over convenience, you're not just making a healthier choice for yourself, but you're also supporting the hard work and dedication of genuine producers. Stay curious, stay informed, and always question the authenticity of your food.